In this video, we explore the law of abundance, a sacred principle that reveals the true nature of the universe as infinitely generous, overflowing, and ever-giving. At its core, this law teaches us that abundance is not something external to attain. It is an energy we must align with, a consciousness we must embody, and a state of being we must awaken within ourselves. Most people are trained to look outside of themselves for wealth, happiness, and fulfillment. But the ancient mystics, philosophers, and now quantum scientists all point to the same truth. What is within you determines what you experience outside of you. Abundance is not limited to money, possessions, or material success. These are only reflections, outer ripples of a much deeper inner reservoir. True abundance is a frequency. It is the sense of being supported by life, of trusting that you are always guided, provided for, and connected to an infinite field of possibility. It is waking each day with a sense of purpose, feeling love in your heart, having peace in your mind, and knowing there is more than enough, not just for you, but for all beings. This is the natural order of the universe. Look at the stars in the sky, the grains of sand on the shore, the leaves on a tree. Life does not operate on scarcity. It overflows, it multiplies, it expands. Yet despite this infinite nature, many live in a world of perceived lack. They feel they must compete, hoard, or struggle to survive. They believe that success is for the few, that happiness must be earned, and that suffering is a normal part of existence. But this scarcity is not a law of the universe. It is a learned belief. It is a veil placed over the eyes by generations of fear-based conditioning. When you truly grasp the law of abundance, you begin to see through this illusion. You realize that the universe is not holding back. It is responding to the frequency you are emitting. Life mirrors your state of consciousness. If you believe in limitation, you will experience limitation. But the moment you begin to embody a sense of fullness, the external world begins to reorganize itself in response. This truth is echoed across the ages. In ancient India, the Vedas spoke of Purnamada, the fullness of all things, the divine wholeness that gives birth to creation. In the Taoist texts, Lao Tzu taught that the more we give to others, the more we ourselves receive, for abundance flows through us when we live in harmony with the Tao. Jesus too reminded us that those who have a heart of gratitude and faith shall be given more, while those who see themselves as lacking will lose even what they have. The Hermetic teachings of Egypt revealed the principle, as within, so without, a timeless reminder that our internal state shapes our external experience. Even quantum physics affirms this now, through the observer effect. The act of observing a particle changes its behavior. Your consciousness literally shapes reality. So how do we begin to align with this law? It begins with remembering who you are. You are not a mere accident, not a powerless body in a chaotic world. You are a divine consciousness, an extension of the infinite source. The same force that created galaxies, black holes, oceans, and ecosystems also breathes through you. You are not separate from the stream of life, you are a part of it. Just as the wave is never separate from the ocean, you are never separate from the energy of abundance. The only thing that ever stands in the way is your belief that you are. This belief often takes root in early life, through messages from society, family, religion, or trauma. We're taught that we have to earn love, that wealth comes with guilt, or that success must come through sacrifice. These beliefs are imprints, not truths. And what you believe at the deepest level becomes the template for your reality. You cannot receive what you do not believe you deserve. That is why self-worth is not a luxury on the path of abundance. It is a necessity. Until you believe you are worthy, you will unconsciously sabotage or block the blessings that try to enter your life. Abundance requires healing. It requires inner work, facing the parts of you that feel small, afraid, ashamed, or undeserving. It requires forgiving those who taught you to believe you were not enough. It requires reprogramming the subconscious mind, not with empty affirmations, but with a deeper feeling of truth. When you begin to anchor into your inherent worthiness, something changes. You stop chasing abundance and start radiating it. You stop begging the universe and start partnering with it. You become a magnet for what once felt out of reach. Neville Goddard taught that we must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Do not wait to feel abundant once your circumstances change. Feel it now. The outer world is a mirror. If you want to see more wealth, more love, more opportunities, begin by embodying the feeling of already having it. When you walk, walk with purpose. When you speak, speak from power. When you imagine, do so vividly, joyfully, and consistently. You are always creating. The question is, are you creating by design or by default? There is another key principle woven into the law of abundance, the law of circulation. Energy must move to remain alive. When you give freely, not out of fear or manipulation, but from love and joy, you create a vacuum that the universe rushes to fill. Holding on to things too tightly, whether money, time, or emotions, creates stagnation. But when you let go, when you trust that more will come, when you live generously, you open the floodgates. Giving becomes an act of faith, a declaration that you know life supports you. One of the most powerful ways to live in alignment with this law is through the energy of gratitude. Gratitude is the spiritual technology that recalibrates your entire vibration. It moves you from scarcity to sufficiency, from longing to receiving. When you are grateful, you tell the universe, I see what you've given me, and I welcome more. Gratitude is not just a reaction, it is a practice. It is something you cultivate even when things feel uncertain, especially then. Because in choosing gratitude before the blessing arrives, you show the universe that you trust, and trust is the gateway through which abundance flows. Another misunderstood aspect of abundance is detachment. Many confuse detachment with indifference, but detachment, in spiritual terms, is the ability to desire something while letting go of the outcome. It is trusting so deeply that you no longer need to control. You no longer obsess or beg. You know that what is meant for you cannot miss you. You surrender the timing, the form, the path, but you do not surrender the belief. You hold the vision with softness, not tension. This kind of detachment is not weakness, it is mastery. And perhaps the most beautiful truth about the law of abundance is this: the more you align with it, the more you want others to be abundant too. You stop competing, you stop comparing, you start celebrating. You realize that abundance is not a pie with limited slices, it is an ocean. There is enough for everyone. In fact, when you celebrate someone else's success, you accelerate your own. Because you are telling the universe, I love abundance in all its forms. You no longer fear wealth, you no longer resent those who have more. You begin to see that money is simply energy, a neutral tool that flows where it is welcomed and respected. And when you begin to use your abundance for good, to uplift others, to create beauty, to heal the world, you become an instrument through which the divine plays its music. Your life becomes a blessing to others, and the more you give, the more you receive. In conclusion, the law of abundance is not wishful thinking. It is a universal law that governs the flow of energy, consciousness, and creation. You are not here to beg life for crumbs. You are here to remember that you are the banquet. You are not separate from the source. You are the expression of it. When you choose to trust, when you release fear, when you live from joy, gratitude, and faith, the world around you shifts. Doors open, people appear, ideas spark. What once felt impossible becomes inevitable. This is the magic and the mastery of living in alignment with abundance. You are enough, you are powerful, you are worthy of a life that overflows with peace, love, freedom, and joy. Not someday, now. And the moment you accept that, the moment you fully receive that truth, is the moment abundance begins to pour through every corner of your life.